There's a new show coming to AM 1220 KHTS on Fridays, 10 a.m. You're going to want to remember this name, Broadscast. In the studio with me right now, I have Kim Goldman from the Youth Project and Jackie MacDougall. Sorry, ladies. Welcome to the station. This is very, very exciting.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So, 10 a.m. on Fridays. Broadscast.
It's
a mouthful, yeah.
So now, I need to ask, where the name come from? Did the show generate the name? Did the name generate the show?
I think Pinot Noir generated the name. I'm kind of remembering, sort of.
There may have been Cabernet mixed in.
Maybe.
Kim and I have lots of spirited conversations. We've had them since we became friends, several years ago. And at one point, we were like, these are conversations that other women have, that they get fired up about issues and topics and that women care about. And we're like, we need to bring this to a platform here.
Yeah, I think part of it, too, is that we, our candid conversations are sort of the things that people are thinking that they don't always say.
And so, that filter, we're going to remove the filter for Broadscast.
Yes. But we're also keeping in mind that it's 10 a.m. in the morning, and so we have to be sort of respectful. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's
FCC
not
respectful.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's not that we're not dirty or anything like that. It's no, but we're just blunt. We're honest and provocative and candid. But it's lively, and it's a place where every woman's voice matters, every broad. And so we really try to talk about things that we may come from different sides ourselves on something, or we may have a caller or somebody else who's on the show who feels absolutely the opposite that we do. And you don't really get that so much in the media right now, where you could have these strong conversations without the arguing and the name calling and the talking over each other.
And the judging and the criticism and the condemnation for people's opinions. And so I think, Jackie and I, while we have very similar, like you just said, very similar opinions, we also have polar opposite. And, it's been great for our friendship because we get to challenge each other and kind of broaden our opinions and our minds about other topics that, sometimes you shy away from because it's not the norm or it's not politically correct. And it just... to me, that's not really an authentic way to communicate. So while we're being respectful and being FCC respectful, we just really want to have open dialogue and be candid and
well, it's nice you're bringing a platform, and the idea that even in your friendship you have different opinions, but you're respectful. There's compassion. There's a caring. The fact that you're bringing that to other people, I think that's really nice. I'm sure they're going to hear that as your show progresses, that they have an opportunity to call and be heard. And a lot of times on shows, you don't get to be heard. You yell, like you said, you yell at one another.
Right. And we want to be educated ourselves. I mean, I'm super smart at my age, waka waka, but I also
sometimes she's actually right.
But I want to keep, expanding and exploring and making sure that I'm always keeping an open mind to different topics that I might otherwise have had a very strong opinion about, but as I've gotten older and my life experience changes, that my views sometimes change. So our conversations today would be drastically different than what they were 20 years ago and what I'm sure they'll be in 20 years. So I think that's...
And as women, sorry to cut you off there, but as women, it's also difficult. Like, when do you have time to have these conversations? I can't tell you the last time I'm able to go out and have a glass of wine with a girlfriend, or stop when you're picking up kids, or you're working, or you're doing this and that and the other thing. You don't really have that time to connect as much with other strong, smart women. And so this is an opportunity from your home, from your car, from your phone, that you can really engage in this conversation.
And as strong, capable women who are out in the community, when you are together, you're usually hands-on working with something, whether it's a charity project or something you care about or something for the kids. And you're right, you might be together with other women, but it doesn't really lend itself to an opportunity to have conversation.
Exactly. It's kind of awkward when you're in the carpool lane and you want to talk, politics now.
So nice that you're having this forum now on Fridays, 10 a.m. here on AM 1220 KHTS Broadscast, where people, and they will get to call in?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, will there be other like social media platform where people can weigh in? Will you have that opening that door too?
Always. We will. We'll be taking comments on Twitter. We're at Broadscast Show on Twitter. And Facebook, Broadscast on Facebook. And we're constantly going through those comments. And like we said before, it's every every woman's voice or every person's voice matters. I always say you can't spell broads without bros. So the men are welcome. But, it's
They could learn something.
That's what matters. I don't want to do this, and we're not the experts here. We're not, this is our show, we know it all, and you listen to us. This is a conversation with the listener. And so that way we can learn. I want to, as you said, grow and learn and change and evolve in my life. And that's what we're hoping with the listeners, that we can all do that together.
And Jackie's so much funnier than I am, so she helps bring out the funny. And so I think
the
that it'll
straight
be
man
funny.
in the-
No, we have a different sense of humor, but I think, the whole point of it was to bring a lively discussion to things that otherwise may have a heavy attachment to it, social issues, political issues, religious issues, but bringing it to a level that people can relate. It's layman's terms, but it's also really smart. It's focused. It's open. It's really lends itself to be.
taking itself so seriously.
Yeah. But I just think it lends itself to be a lot of amazing things. So the whole purpose of Broadscast is to let ourselves not be relegated by, standards and restrictions, and it's just keep it open and keep the conversation open.
That's nice. It's sort of like you said, where maybe in the evening you might have a different kind of venue or different.
We're dangerous in the evening.
Right.
We tried that once too.
Over a morning cup of coffee or tea, or the idea that it's a totally different conversation. I look forward to seeing how that grows too on your social media.
Yeah,
because you can carry on the conversation after Friday morning, 10 a.m. here on AM 1220 KHTS. Remember, Broadscast, you want to find that on Twitter, you want to find that on Facebook, and the conversation can continue even after the show. So
Absolutely.
I'm looking forard to hearing it.
Thank you. And we got to have you on, have a conversation with us.
Very fun. Do you now your very first show when you come in? Do you have a topic that people can start thinking about now, rolling around in their heads?
Well, one thing about the show is at least the top of it is very timely, and so we respond to what people are talking about in that. There are broad topics, and so we try to respond to what's happening and what's going.
Like maybe the fact that a woman's running for president might pop up on
that. Might pop up. We're not political per se, but we talk politics when it comes to how it affects our lives and how it affects our families and our relationships, and so definitely a woman, president, and there are a lot of topics that are popping up these days, like 65-year-old pregnant women. And,
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to chat about that.
Right?
I actually thought the Madonna kiss was kind of hot.
Oh, yeah.
For like a second,
right?
until it looked like Drake was going to vomit.
We were discussing that
But then
a little bit on
he
Facebook.
blamed it on the lip gloss, I hear, was
I'm
the
not
story.
buying it.
I don't know that I'd buy that either,
Yeah, I'm not really sure when Madonna went from I want to be like her to I'm cringing for her. That's just my personal opinion.
Yes, one of those things.
Yeah.
Well, I cannot wait. Again, this is Friday mornings, 10 a.m. You're going to want to tune in for Kim Goldman and Jackie MacDougall and Broadscast. Remember that name.
I love the way you say it.
Look it up on Facebook, look it up on Twitter, and definitely tune in and listen here on Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Ladies, thank you for coming by.
Thanks so much.
Looking forward to hearing.
Thank you.